Get up, do something. MHC on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah, yeah. We can learn to love each other. Like my sister and my brother. MHC on the rise.
Good evening, and welcome to MHC on the Rise, where it's our goal to create positive conversation and find solutions to the issues that impact Martinsville and Henry County. And I'm excited. I've had a long week and, had a basketball camp down in Sandy Level, had the opportunity to travel down to Charlotte, North Carolina, but it's been a great week and have great guests for you tonight. And we're going to give you guys some great information. And I'm going to let these gentlemen introduce themselves, and then we'll begin our show.
I'm Roderick Ross, Jr.
And I'm Roderick Ross, Sr.
I am Caleb Dillard.
Awesome, and these guys had the opportunity. And first of all, I want to thank Mr. Roderick Ross, Sr. for taking care of my young man while they, went out to Oklahoma City. Yeah. But I wanted, them to come on tonight and, tell us about your experience in Oklahoma City, and first of all, tell us where you went and what you went to in Oklahoma City. You want to talk about that some?
We went to Oklahoma City. We actually went to a Navy base. No, we went to an Air Force base, and I actually had the opportunity to fly an airplane.
Awesome.
I flew the Piper C-165. Yeah, it was a small aircraft and it could fit 4 passengers. It was a great experience.
And the name of your event was the Aviation Career Education Academy, and I know you guys enjoyed that. Tell us a little bit about your experience at the out in Oklahoma City.
It was really fun and changed my perspective about aviation completely. I actually want to pursue a career maybe in engineering with dealing with aerospace.
And what about it changed your perspective about aviation?
I never thought about being an aerospace engineer until I went to this camp.
Okay. And Mr. Ross, you had the privilege of being there with these young men, and from what I understand, you were able to go to the sessions as well. Yes, what's your take on the Aviation Career Education Academy?
The academy, the camp was very enlightening. Was a lot of information. It was a lot of information and a lot of excitement for the students to take in. They seen a lot of different things, seen a lot of different aircrafts. They had the opportunity to speak to a lot of different parts of the management in the Navy.
Okay.
Because the gentleman that headed up the camp, his name was Commander Cedric Jessup, and he gave them a lot of stuff, a lot of meat to chew on.
Awesome.
And he introduced them to all of his crew in his squadron. He was the commander over one of the squadrons.
Okay.
So they got to see the plane that he pilots, and they got to see a lot of the other planes on the squadron, on the base.
And Miss Commander Jessup has some connections here to Martinsville, Henry County. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, sir.
Absolutely, and that's good to see one of our own who's out and doing great things for the military. And how did you guys get involved in this opportunity? How were you offered this opportunity?
We actually heard the opportunity from Mrs. Helen Howe. She's the director over our organization, NESB.
Okay. And what are some of the other activities that you mentioned flying, and what are some of the other things that you guys took part in while you were out in Oklahoma City?
We took tours of many airplanes. The plane that Commander Jessup flies, and then a smaller plane. And
I understand you guys had a little homework as well.
Yeah.
What was your homework assignment?
Each day we had,
Each day.
Yeah, each day we had homework. And it was just about what we learned today.
Okay.
Yeah, we had homework, then one day we had a quiz. then the final day, we had to take a test and we had to pass it for us to be able to fly the airplane.
And when you say fly the airplane, because I want to be clear, did you fly in the airplane or were you actually at some point?
We was actually at some point controlling.
Explain that to our audience when you say you were controlling the plane.
We were like, the commander, I flew with the commander. He took us up in the air, and then he just shoot the controls over to us, and we were actually flying the airplane. Like, we had total control over the airplane.
And both of y'all had that opportunity?
Yeah.
Now, how afraid were you to, because,
It was much different than a commercial plane because I've flown in many commercial planes.
you've flown on a commercial plane?
Yeah, so it's a lot different flying a plane
Okay.
than flying on a plane.
And how nerve-wracking was that for you as a dad to know that your son is way up there controlling an airplane?
I mean, me myself, I thought it was exciting.
Okay.
It was some parents there that was concerned, but I thought it was exciting for them to get that opportunity. And then, to see all of the students when they came back off of the plane, there was not one student. We had 29 in the group. There was not one student who came back away from that plane without a smile on their face.
Awesome.
It was locked on. The smiles was just locked on their face.
Yeah. And that's what you call real life learning.
Yes, sir.
Learning on the fly. What's one lesson or one message that you got out of, attending this academy? Something that you can take with you throughout life.
Just the experience itself was a message on, there's not a lot of young people that are into, that's what the point of the camp was, to get children and students into aviation and thinking about aviation careers.
Okay, so kind of expanding your horizon to look at other options. What's one message or one lesson that you got out of this camp?
I actually got to speak with Commander Jessup alone, and he had told me about how when he was young, he wrote out his plan, and he would just keep the plan in front of him, so he'll do what he had to do what he wanted to do.
And so is that something that you may look at doing, is writing out your plan?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So this was real world experience. You got some life experience. You got to see another part of the world. And with that, we talked about Helen Howell and NSBE. And I want to, first of all, are you involved with NSBE?
Yes, sir, I am.
What's your role with NSBE?
I coach the robotics team for NSBE.
Okay, and what all does that entail?
Well, Ms. Howard, she approached me, one day, and she asked me, would I be interested in coaching the robotics team? And that's right up my alley. That's right in my field, what I do also.
Okay.
So I said I would love, the opportunity to see, can I help the students learn more about robotics?
Okay.
And then it ended up that, I learned just as much as they learn.
Awesome.
Because, I don't give them the answers when I see the answers, but I lead them into a path where they can come up with the answers to get the robots to do what the robot's supposed to do. What we do, it's a Lego robot.
Okay.
And they build a robot out of Legos, and then it has an onboard computer where you have to program it to do certain functions and different tasks for a competition.
Okay, and that's some of that inquiry-based learning where they have to come to their own solutions and you kind of present the questions to them. Helen Howell, how valuable? I've heard the name, but I'm beginning to get to know Ms. Howell a little bit. How valuable is she to our community and to the youth of our community?
Very valuable. She exposes these students to things that they probably wouldn't have the opportunity or wouldn't see in this area, because this is a small community. So she gets the students in this community out and get to experience, greater things and give them exposure, just like this camp was, to give them exposure to different careers, to meet people who's doing, in the engineering field.
Absolutely.
The greatest thing about NSBE, though, if I can say this, Mr. Dillard,
Yes, sir, absolutely.
is that it's not just about engineering, it's about the STEM field.
Okay.
You know, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Absolutely.
That's what Ms. Howell is really getting, you know, getting out in the community, is teaching the people about STEM.
Absolutely. And I saw the list of young folk who have, you know, come through the NSBE program, and how many have gone off to college and graduated from college.
Yes,
and
sir.
so many of them are involved in other things, and that's what it's about. And you know, and I commend her.
Yes, sir.
Because I mean, it's a lot of sacrifice. You know, she doesn't have any kids in the school system, so she could, you know, rest on her laurels and just say, hey, let somebody else, you know, take over the helms. But wow, you know, she's really putting a lot of time and energy, and I'm sure, you know, money and other resources as well.
Yes, sir.
What are some upcoming events for NSBE?
One of the biggest events coming up that was a challenge I want to put out to men.
Okay.
We have a program called Men in Aprons, and we use this event to raise scholarship funds for NSBE, or for the students that's graduating that year.
Okay.
And the Men in Aprons is when men cook a dish, and we meet, and you know, we serve the dish that we cook, and we charge $10 for people to come in for.
So let me get this straight. I get to cook.
Yes, sir.
And somebody's got to pay me to eat my food. Hey,
Yes, sir.
I like that.
Yes, sir.
I like that. Tell us a little more about the Men in Apron.
It's a good fellowship. You know, men, you know, there's not a lot of times we get to come together. You know, this fellowship as men, and you know, and show our creativity.
Absolutely.
So we get the opportunity now. You know, if your wife need to cook it for you, that's fine. You can still come serve it.
I'll raise my hand on that one.
You can still come and serve it, and just enjoy, you know, with the fellowship. It's a lot of fun and a lot of fellowship, and you know, we just, you know, we have dinner and
Okay.
you know, have a good time.
And how does somebody get involved to cook or to help out or to assist with the Men in Apron program?
I will be seeking out a lot of men, but if you know anybody in the NSBE program, you can get in touch with them.
Okay.
Or you can get in touch with me directly.
Okay.
You know, you can get in touch with me if you want me.
Absolutely, yes,
I
sir.
give my number. My number is 276-340-0461.
And I also understand you're on Facebook.
And I'm on Facebook.
Absolutely.
And, soon to be on some more social media.
Once we get a command of Facebook.
Right. But it's, you know, I will be more than happy to take calls and, you know, give you more information, and, you know, because I want to see men get involved. Just like I said, it's a challenge. I'm challenging men to get involved, especially in the young men's lives that are involved with NSBE, to get more young men involved.
Okay. Awesome. And I know that you guys are also excited about something coming up in the spring. Tell everybody where you're going to be going this spring.
California.
California. And what's in California?
Disney World.
And you're going to California for what? What is NSBE going to California for?
The convention.
The national convention. So these young men will also be calling on, you know, the community to assist. And they don't, you know, they don't go and goof off and play. I mean, this is serious business.
Serious.
So anything that you contribute to that effort will definitely be, you know, used in a positive manner. Anything else you guys want to mention about NSBE? Any other upcoming events that you have?
Well, you know, you spoke about the national convention. We have a fall regional convention coming up before that.
Okay.
The fall regional convention is coming up in November. We're going to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And that's just a precursor to the national convention. The regional convention is where we in what they call Region 2. And the regional convention is where all of Region 2 comes together.
Awesome. And that's in
November.
In November. Hey,
Yes.
we'll have to see if the Steelers are playing at home that week, and maybe they'll be playing my Miami Dolphins, and I can go with you guys and watch the Dolphins beat up on the Steelers. We're getting ready to take a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes, and we're gonna give Mr. Ross a chance to tell us, you know, his experience of engineering and, you know, what his current occupation is. So Martinsville, Henry County, stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
The solution is right in front of our eyes. Get up, do something. MHC on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah. my sister and my brother. MHC on the rise.
Did you know that Martinsville and Henry County has one of the largest capacities for advanced film manufacturing in the world? Advanced film is a fast-growing industry with excellent opportunities for a high-paying career. The new Advanced Film certification is your pathway to this high-tech industry. Get started now on the way to your new career. Join us to learn more. The Center for Advanced Film Manufacturing and the Advanced Film certification. Your new high-tech career awaits.
When they come here, they're going to be taken care of in every possible way.
We try to do our job the best we can.
That's the number one thing. You got to do a good job, do it correctly the first time, and make sure it gets done as quick as possible.
Jim Mills also takes care of his customers, free state inspections for everybody that purchases a vehicle from us, and then on all new vehicles he does his complimentary lifetime warranty.
You know, when something comes up and they have a concern, it will be covered under their lifetime powertrain warranty.
Join the Jim Mills family today, across from the Martinsville Speedway or at jimmillsnissan.com.
You're watching BTW 21, your neighborhood network, the pride of Martinsville.
Why do people drive for miles around?
The food is great and the service is superior.
El Parral, where quality food and fun come together.
At Memorial Hospital of Martinsville in Henry County, we understand the power of home, knowing that Memorial Hospital brings the latest technology and the best medical professionals together for you, our families, friends, and neighbors. Right here in Martinsville, it's sometimes the best medicine. When you need cardiac care, time is critical. Our expert cardiologists are just moments away, meaning better outcomes for you and your heart. The best in care, the closeness of family and friends. That's the power of home.
We'd like to invite you to come see Family Pharmacy and give us a try today. We offer $4 and $10 prescriptions. We offer the $4 and $10 list as well as immunizations, over-the-counter medications, diabetic care and supplies, candy flavorings. We have 50-cent greeting cards, low-price makeup, sunglasses, reading glasses, and more. We offer free delivery within about a 10-mile radius. Let us be your Family Pharmacy today.
Bridgewater Marina,
where land ends and adventure begins. Bridgewater Marina,
your source for endless summer fun.
The solution is right in front of our eyes. Get up, do something. MHC on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah. We can learn to love each other. Like my sister and my brother. MHC on the rise.
Welcome back, Martinsville and Henry County. I'm here tonight with Roderick Ross Jr., Roderick Ross Sr., and Caleb Dillard, and we're talking about engineering and a trip they took to Oklahoma City, Nesby, and we're going to give Mr. Ross a little bit of time to talk about his current occupation. You know, let us know what it is that you currently do, Mr. Ross.
Well, my current occupation is kind of twofold. I am a ISC, which stands for Information Systems Engineer, with emphasis on IT and networking. And I also run a business that I set up and design and install and train how to do pro audio. You know, anywhere from a surround sound in your home to churches or big coliseums or auditoriums.
Okay.
I love sound. I started off setting up sound systems in cars, And I just been around sound all my life, and I just decided I DJed professionally for 20 years.
Okay.
And I just decided to go ahead and, offer my talents to other people.
And what, skills or qualifications are required to, do either one of those dual jobs that you spoke of?
Well, my first love was computers. So after driving a truck, I drove a truck. I was a trucker for 27 years.
Oh, wow.
So I had to make a career change, and I decided to go back to my first love. So in that, I knew, all these young, strong, powerful minds out here. I said, if I'm gonna go back, into computers, I need to get some further education. So I decided to go to school, and I received my associate's degree in automotive analysis and repair.
Okay.
And then I received an associate's degree in information systems engineering. And I'm currently working on my bachelor's in IT.
Awesome. So
to finish that.
Life learner.
Yeah.
And how difficult of a switch was it to go from driving trucks to, doing what you're doing now?
For me, not much, because it's what I love. I love to do it. So it wasn't a hard transition.
Okay. How difficult was it to go tell the family, hey, I'm going to give up this job to take on this job that I may or may not be successful at?
Well, it wasn't too hard. I mean, I had I had something going on where I needed to switch.
Okay.
So I had to make a decision.
Okay.
What can I do to get rid of some of this stress from trucking? So.
Okay.
So I had to make a switch, and I mean, it wasn't easy. I had the support of my family. I wanted to say this about NSBE though, that led me, that helped me in my decision. I have two daughters that was in NSBE. I've been involved with NSBE since 2000.
Oh, wow.
Because I have a daughter that has graduated from Liberty University.
Awesome.
And then I have a baby girl that just finished her first year at North Carolina A&T State University.
Awesome.
And see, she's in the IT field too.
Okay.
She's doing the IT thing, and I think that's where my son is thinking about engineering and IT. And I love being around these students that have this STEM mindset.
Oh, yeah. And that's a different mindset, isn't it?
It's a different mindset.
Yes, sir. We see a picture and they see something totally different.
Totally different.
What are some of the projects that you have worked on, in your current occupations?
Wow, a lot.
Just give us a couple.
I've had the great opportunity to go in some of the local churches here and to help them build up their sound systems. Okay. Some I have redesigned and installed, and help training of some of the sound technicians. That's what I love to do, is teach.
Okay.
So.
Now, do you have a sound system that can take a horrible voice like mine and make it project out a good song on Sunday mornings?
We can work on it. Yes, sir. We can work on it.
I'm the worst singer. If you could do that, I think I could get up Sunday morning to make some folks shout.
Well, you know what? That's part of technology also. They have software that can do some amazing things.
Hook me up so I can catch some folk off guard with that. How can we contact you, if we need you to, look at something or some training or whatever with your IT and your sound systems?
Again, the best way, my number is 276.
First of all, tell them, what is the name of your business?
The name of my business is All About Sound.
All About Sound.
My slogan, you see, where you start to see, I just purchased a trailer and I'm using it as my billboard.
Okay.
And my slogan is, when you need it to sound good, you need to call the crew that's all about sound.
Awesome. Awesome. And how can we contact you if we want it to sound good?
You can reach me at 276-340-0461.
Okay.
And call. If I don't answer, leave a message and I'll get back in touch with you.
And I don't know when you sleep, because you do NSBE, IT, you work on sound systems, and you also work on race cars.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the race cars. That really got Caleb excited.
Yes, sir. He was excited when we ate dinner one night and we was talking about we started talking about cars. I found out he loved to go to the drag strip, and he hadn't been in a long time. But racing, Now, I said computers was my first love. I have to change that. Speed was my passion from birth. I have a need for speed. You know, that's been my passion from birth.
Okay.
I think, you know, my father, I think he rode me around fast. You know, my uncles rode me around fast, and I just been around cars, fast cars.
Okay.
You know, which I thought was fast then,
Yeah.
but I'm around some really fast stuff now.
Okay.
My son, I purchased a '67 Camaro drag car to start working on and putting together with my son, because he says he wants to get in a car.
Okay.
But I'm gonna find out.
Okay. And what do you do in building these race cars? What's your role?
My role, well, right now I'm in a learning position in that also, because I have I have a great friend. His name is Frankie Young, and he took me. He seen my passion, and you know, I used to do a lot of street racing.
Okay.
And you know, just like I said, I thought we were going fast.
Exactly.
But this young man, he seen my passion, and he he allowed me to be around him and in his shop, and he has a couple of pro cars that, you know, he raced. So he allows me to work on them, you know, help him with them, and you know, he's moved one of the cars up into using technology, this new technology.
Awesome.
And so I set it up where we use a laptop to tune the car.
Awesome.
And read programs out of the car.
And you know, the focus for me this month on the show has been, you know, vocational jobs, entrepreneurs, and you know, you kind of cover both of those, and you know, so you know, I'm sure if there are folk out there interested, you wouldn't mind having a conversation with them or
Not
let
at
them.
all.
Okay, great. We have about a minute and a half. I want you two young guys to give us some final thoughts. We'll start with you, Mr. Ross.
I would just like to talk more about engineering. I plan on going to North Carolina A&T, being a technical engineer. I've been around engineering all my life. I've learned from him and my sisters.
Awesome.
They've supported me a lot, and I just love it.
Awesome.
Me and him are a lot alike. I want to go into engineering too. I want to go to Virginia Tech, hopefully, to go for aerospace engineering, which the camp that we went to drove me in that direction.
Awesome. Mr. Ross, 15 seconds. Final thoughts. What do you want to say? What do you want to tell Martinsville and Henry County?
I love what Miss Howard doing with Nesby. I hope everybody come out and support us when they see us having functions, because the money that we raise is to help these youth.
Absolutely.
Go farther.
And the more youth we help here in Martinsville and Henry County, the more they can come back, create job opportunities, or if nothing else, they can go away, make all that money, and send it back home.
Right.
Martinsville and Henry County, I appreciate you tuning in. Next week, we're going to continue our conversation, and we have a young man who's a graphic designer. He's going to come in and he's going to show us some of his artwork and talk about how he got into that field, and that's Mr. Alexia Hairston. Martinsville and Henry County, have a great week and tune in next week.
The solution is right in front of our eyes. Get up, do something. MHC on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah. We can learn to love each other. Like my sister and my brother. MHC on the rise.
Bridgewater Marina,
where land ends and adventure begins. Bridgewater Marina,
your source for endless summer fun.
Jim Mills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram presents Things That Are in the Family.
Going hiking with my dad.
Reading books with my parents.
Helping my sister with her homework.
Going on vacation together.
The Jim Mills lifetime warranty.
Because all Daddy's customers are in our family.
And during the Chrysler Big Finish event, get 0%